So, I made a few videos about Constantine that won't upload because, well, I'm just going to skip that. But, holy screaming bloody murder. Bunnies, Baskets, and Eggs. Put out by American Bible Society presents The Life of Christ. American Bible Society. So you'd think, hey man, this is all Christian and they really dig in on Christianity. Well, no, they don't. They actually only give a shit about the last 50 years of Christianity. They actually have a seething hatred of anything older than 50 years. 1960, before 1960, Christianity is hated. They hate the historic Christianity, which is called the church, as much or worse than an anti-theist. The modern holiday tradition of the Easter Bunny demonstrates the enduring power of old folklore and mythology. Since ancient pre-Christian times, rabbits have been the symbol of fertility. The Easter Bunny is the result of merging the pagan celebration of spring time renewal following the barren winter with Christian tradition celebrating Christ's resurrection on Easter. Isn't that funny? And the information they used to back this up, they don't have any. In fact, actually, it was during the 18th and 19th centuries when the Germans noticed that they'd first see baby rabbits around the time of Easter, and they'd make chocolate rabbits. And that's how rabbits got associated with Easter. It's only a few hundred years old, and Germany had been Christianized since the Middle Ages. Reading on. Actually, early Christian leaders probably allowed pagan customs and feasts to be incorporated into Christian celebrations in order to win over converts to the faith. During the 2nd century, a spring festival celebrated in much of the Roman Empire honored the Saxon goddess Esther, whose sacred animal was the rabbit. The tradition changed over the centuries, and the Germans are credited with starting the tradition. Surprising. Hold on. Actually, early Christian leaders probably allowed pagan customs and feasts. The Anglo-Saxons reached southern Britain after the fall of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire had already been Christianized for decades. The Council of Nicaea was held in 325. The Theodosius made the empire Christian in 381. The fall of the city of Rome by the Visigoths was in 410. The Saxons were actually very brutal. They worshipped Woden and Thor. They attacked monasteries and slaughtered Christians. It actually was the Gaelic Celts that came back around. And show me any archaeological evidence or any mosaic where there's a blending of the rabbit and Christianity. Other than, around 200 years ago in Bavaria, that had already been Christian for well over 1,000 years. So people who were dying, who were pouring blood into the soil so they wouldn't deny their faith, were going to blend paganism. Maybe the aristocrats of, of Rome, but I mean, that didn't even happen. The very early aristocrats in the city of, well, not even that, maybe under the Borgias, but even that was unlikely. But no, these people, their lives centered around religion. They'd rather die. They saw it as witchcraft. Whose sacred animal is rabbit. Tradition changed over the centuries, and Germans are credited with starting the tradition, surprising their children with colored eggs in nests delivered on Easter morning. Wrong. It was the Greeks. It was the Greeks and Mary Magdalene. The story goes, Diocletian had an egg in his hand. He said, sooner this egg would turn red than Christ could resurrect from the dead. And Mary Magdalene made the egg turn red. That's why, no, it started with Mary Magdalene and the Greeks, not the Germans. And the color was red. Didn't come from the Germans, came from the Greeks. I mean, I can go on, but this is absolutely wrong. This is incorrect because Protestants can't take a look at history. They can't understand the history of why things are done. These are just silly things that have no meaning to them. These are just silly. They're pagan. They're all pagan. It's not like the egg was a witnessing tool to the pagans and it got Mary Magdalene tortured to death. These were just silly little things. And it's not like, the worshippers of Woden and Thor slaughtered many martyrs, murdered many Christian martyrs. And that the rabbit business came only a couple centuries ago. It's sickening. I mean, playtime. These are people who, just piss on Christ, won't you? American Bible Society.